Hello, how you doing? Been a while since I did a little talk to the screen. I think I did on one of my Instagram channels uh, yesterday or today. I don't know. All blurs. Anyway, Wednesday, July 16th, 2:31 p.m. The year of 2025. Cheers then. Creaky seat. I'm a bit wet because I went on a nice bike ride, which I need to do. I need to make sure that I stay hydrated. I need to make sure that I stay fit. Mm. So it's to prolong my life a little more, which is good. Feeling pretty good. But it was very hot because I'm a lunatic. I went out at noonish, so silly. But I kind of just got it in my head. I was like, okay, it's got to be done. So I did it. Done and did it. And then when I got back, I have two hose pipes hooked up with misters on them, and I put those on, and I stood there and let it rain. Let it rain. On me. And cooled my body temperature down, so it was nice. Then I tried to go on YouTube on here. Oh, to no avail. And then I thought, well, I'm going to try a different way. So I'm doing this way, and it's good. It's working, so that's nice. Yesterday, I put out an EP called Joyful EP, which was my 3 instrumental pieces of music that I made many years ago that I mastered and EQ'd and made sound nice, and then put in wow, she's 22, so my daughter when she was 4 or 5, Joy, just goofing on the phone on the microphone saying, tickle me and stuff like that, which was fun. So I put out those yesterday, and I spent a fairly sedentary day yesterday, just in doing shit. So, and I needed to get out and do stuff. So the bike ride was very pleasant, and yeah, it was just nice. There's some sad stuff to witness as you drive around. You go. I mean, I live in a beautiful part of the world, and in this very nice rural area, so I'm entirely happy here. But a lot of people are finding it hard to hang on to that mortgage, and having to move along. Quite a lot of people moving out of this neighborhood, which means new people will move in, so it'll be interesting. But I really like it here in Shadow Hills. It's pleasant. And last night, it's like a couple of years ago, there used to be a night at a storefront that's kind of a venue. It's got a little stage and stuff. It's a storefront, but it's been transformed into a little venue called Sunspace, and they've not been doing anything there for a couple of years. And then last night they did, so I went over and saw the weirdos, the wackos, and the one-eyed opera singers. Yes, there was a full-length mirror. Ha ha. it was called Unusual Tuesdays, but there were some really interesting acts, puppets and singers and comedians and songwriters, and it was fun just to hang out and chat to people. It's actually a nice little space, and they've got the sound system working nice, not too loud. Hopefully they'll keep going. I know a lot of the local authorities they'll any excuse to break up something that some people are having fun. But we'll see. It might go on for a bit. But I hope it's not just Tuesdays. I hope they do other nights there too. So that'll be fun. So yeah, I'm just seeing where I am, both geographically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, where I am in my life, and going, you know what? Pretty good. Made myself a curry last night. Very nice chicken and vegetable curry. And there's some leftovers, so there's lunch. Yeah, I might start on a new track. I don't know yet. I have an idea that's forming for a track, piece of music. Maybe not. Ooh, I might just watch a movie. So I called this non-compliance. The reason I call it non-compliance is because so many people I know are aware of how messed up the leadership of this world are. They're not even trying to hide any of their corruption, craziness, absurdity. It's just, they're not, yeah. So a lot of people are going, what? But so I call this non-compliance, because when you really think about it, there are no rules. You know, I mean, I raised two beautiful daughters. I love them very much, and I help them as much as possible. And they play within the framework of the game that is presented to us called life. But when they came into this world, there wasn't a set of instructions. There wasn't a manual. There was nothing, right? So it's like their fresh-faced optimism is unconditional love. They come out unconditionally love their parents, right? It's brief, but they do, and then they get slowly showed that this is the game. This is the game. This is the game. Get in there. Get it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Get in that little funnel. Now, well, I presented them with the idea, just by being who I am, that you can really enjoy life with very little things, very little money. Not that I wouldn't welcome some more money. I mean, I put out lots and lots of music over the last couple of years, especially, and not many people are purchasing it. But then I've also noticed that as I've been posting this music, especially on YouTube and Instagram, places like that, on social media, as I've been posting this music, I get no likes. And a friend of mine listened to one of my songs this morning, and she called me. She said, "Oh, this is really good. I like this. Very good. Well done." And I was great. I said, "Did you give it a thumbs up?" And she said, "I tried to. I pushed the button. It changed color, but no, the thumbs up. I didn't get a number. It didn't come up like one or what, nothing. So I went back and I checked on YouTube, and I looked at some of the likes or not the lack of likes on other channels, and I was like, well, just goes to prove that the powers that be that own the platforms that are on which I post my music, they don't really want me to be popular, which is good. I don't mind not being popular. It's the music I do it for, not from me, but for the sake. Well, it is for me. It's for my sanity. It's not even sanity. It's for my sense of well-being. I want to be a conscious co-creator whilst I'm on this planet having my human experience. And so I make music and art. And if people like it, that's great. If people don't like it, that's great. If people buy it, that would be wonderful, but they don't. But that's okay. I'll put a link. One of the best places for you to buy it is a platform owned by somebody else, but they're set up by artists originally. I mean, I think they've been eaten by other companies. I think people who started the company probably, in fact, I know they did sell it, but nothing's changed on there. It's called Bandcamp. And I like Bandcamp, but I'll tell you something very strange, especially you artists, you people, musicians and artists. Tell you something strange that happens on Bandcamp. Popular artists don't post their stuff, haven't joined Bandcamp because they're contractually obliged to go through the record company's system, the game. So I don't think they've sold their soul to the devil. They probably got a big lump of money and, had help in the studio and all that stuff. But if you're a self-sufficient artist, it's not a competition. You're not competing with anybody. You're a self-sufficient artist. Then just keep putting stuff up on Bandcamp, because they give you 85 or 80 cents in the dollar, 80% of whatever you ask. Or I always put zero if I can. I think you get a certain amount of stuff that you can do. Just people can pay what they want, so you put a zero. But it's okay. And there are people. This is how bad it's got, right? Because the popularity contest. I know somebody who runs a record label on Bandcamp, and they have some fairly popular, not massive, but fairly popular artists on their label. And it's tempting, because you think, oh, well, if people see my more of my music, they might purchase more. But those people that run those labels are taking the lion's share. You don't know how much, you can look at the statistics and all that stuff, but if you're on a label and you're lumped in with a whole bunch of other people, it's hard to keep track of. So even though it might seem tempting, it's probably best to put it up yourself if you're capable. I mean, sometimes it's a bit clunky and it's hard to put stuff up, and you have to learn the program, which is okay. I mean, it's not that difficult. But stay as independent as possible. I'm not saying everybody's out to rip you off, but there are entrepreneurs. I hate that word. Oh, there are people that go, oh, that's a pretty interesting looking pie. I wouldn't mind a slice of that pie. And they'll come and take a slice of your pie. But immediately you say, well, yeah, but I mean, I spent money baking those goods. Could you help me out with? Oh, you don't want to share? Well, that's not very nice, is it? And I'm like, oh, I do want to share. Oy. Ay, ay, ay. Slogans: greed kills, end wars. No, I'm not a socialist. No, I'm not a communist. No, I'm not a fat cat capitalist. I just want fairness. I just want people to be able to create something, put it up for sale, and people buy it. That's it. You know, simple, really. I'm not very good as a salesman, I know, but good God, somebody. Oh yeah. Anyway, I can see it all starting to get really, really fucked up. You know, the whole system of controls. I can see it just crumbling, and I see a new Earth coming forward, and it's going to be much, much better, where people are honest and straight and real, and all that good stuff. I see it. I see it. I smell it. I taste it. I feel it. It's coming. I can feel it, and that's good. And in the meantime, keeping my heart and soul together, I'm going to keep putting out music. I'm going to keep doing this sort of thing. And I'm going to try and build out from my own community into, you know, a more influential person. Because I think that if we spread love, then there's no way that fear and hate can stay within this realm. It's just like, no, nobody wants that, really. All right, that's it. Pontification over. I can hear my neighbours have got back, so I better put some clothes on. Okay. Cheers then. Love you.